Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And in 8 of Pentacles, this is very nice. This is kind of a steady growth. This is a nurturing of something. This is really like you got a tree and you got to take care of it, right? You got to water it. You've got to make sure you trim it, give it the right sunlight and plant food and whatever, and it's going to bear fruit, right? But you're the caretaker of something, yeah. Let's see what's going on. Let's put this into some context. Oh, a 6 of Swords. A Prince of Pentacles, a 4 of Cups, a 4 of Swords, 3 of Cups. Okay. We've got the Sun card, 10 of Pentacles. There we go. And the Empress. Oh, goodness. And wow. Wow, this is nice. This is really good. You're receiving all of this abundance. You're manifesting your gift. You are having this really tremendous luck. And then at the end, we've got that Knight of Cups. It's like you're sharing it, you know, and it feels so beautiful to me. It feels like you are literally growing something that you're then going to be sharing with everyone around you, right? Do you have a farm? Do you have something that you're growing or building or manifesting? That is meant to kind of nourish others in your life, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll do that one. We'll put Tiny Bob Ross right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need. Wow, look at that. Good stuff here. Another 6 of Swords, so we got an emphasis on the 6 of Swords. And then we've got a Queen of Pentacles, which to me the Queen of Pentacles is someone who is kind of living in that Empress life, right? So maybe we'll put that card right there. With the mystery card, if you feel like you know what that is, put your prediction down in the comments, all right? I bet you'll get it right. Anyway, let's look around the room one more time. We've got Major Arcana, the Sun and the Empress card. We don't have any fire, do we? No, we don't. We've got water. We've got water. We've got air, right? And then we've got our earth energy. And the earth energy really is wonderful. I mean, I don't even know that we need a tarot reading today. You know what I mean? You're doing everything right. And I think that's kind of the important thing here. Let's look at the 4 of Cups in the background. There's almost this idea that are your feelings starting to change about something, right? Because the 4 here, to me, this is kind of like we're resisting change. Change needs to happen, but we don't want it to. And I feel we got a 4 of Swords as well. So thoughts and feelings. Your thoughts and feelings towards something might be changing. And as we know, if you watch this channel, that our thinking and feeling functions, our heart and our mind, are those functions that can prevent us from manifesting our will, right? We're unsure about what we want. We're unsure about what we think, what we believe. And therefore, we can't put all of the effort we need. We can't transmit that spiritual fire, that creative fire, to the earth to manifest, right? The only way to really be the perfect conductor of that spiritual electricity is to harmonize these two, thinking and feeling functions. And I wonder if that's why we've got the why we've got the Six of Swords twice. One for the water, kind of one for the air, right? Because we've got the Four, and the Four is kind of saying that the way we're feeling is changing. The things that we believe and our attitudes and our approach and our methodologies maybe, there's a need for change. And it's not so much that things have to change and be different from what they are now. That's not what we're really talking about. We're talking about this openness, right? If our hearts are closed off, then we're not going to be able to adapt to things. If our mind is closed off, then we're going to really have this kind of narrow focus, this narrow, very like limited tools in our toolbox, right? So when we see a six is us living in harmony with the world, living in harmony with the process of this thing that we're growing and the way things change, being kind of, in harmony with the flow of the universe. The Fours are trying to not be part of that. I want to stay here doing what I'm doing, thinking what I'm thinking, feeling what I'm feeling. I don't want to be part of the flow of the universe. I want to stay right here. It doesn't work that way. We cannot stop the forces of the universe. We cannot stop change. And I think that's kind of the only thing that is the only not even worrisome, but the only thing I think that really needs to be emphasized today in this reading is stay in harmony. We have two Sixes of Swords. Stay in harmony with the process of change. Stay open to your feelings. Maybe one day your feelings will change. Maybe one day your ideas, your thoughts, your beliefs will change. That's okay. Don't resist that. And we see the Fours kind of in the background and maybe what's going on now. I think maybe before, in the past somewhere, your feelings about this thing changed. And I think that was something difficult for you to kind of to be okay with. We're very committed, we're very much in love with this thing, then one day we kind of realize, I don't really like it as much as I used to. Sometimes that's a very disturbing realization. But I feel like that's something that's already been reconciled with you. That this is now kind of something that, and I think when our feelings about something change, it influences what we do in the world. It influences the choices that we make, right? And so I think what you're growing and what you're building here with this Eight of Pentacles, this is the result. This is you knowing what you feel and what you believe and making the appropriate choices to build your success. Maybe the Four of Cups is talking about a relationship that you were in. And you didn't want it to change. You didn't want things to end you didn't want things to change in whatever way. And that was limiting what you were able to manifest. That was limiting your progress in life, getting what you want out of life, right? So I think that was a difficult realization. Yeah, something along those lines. Or it could be something that, you have this particular interest in doing this kind of work. But then come to find out one day you wake up and you think, I really don't like what I'm doing anymore. And if you have that, if you're not even on an unconscious level, if you don't like what you're doing, if you don't find a way to be in harmony with that, if there is this kind of resistance to change, right? If our heart is really feeling something else and we're trying to deny that, we're not going to be able to manifest our best life. We're not going to be able to manifest the success that I see here. So I feel like you're already working on that. You've already kind of reconciled these changes that have been happening in your life. And I think they're fundamental changes, just like what you're interested in, what you like, what you're attracted to, what you want to manifest, who you want to manifest it with. And I think with the Four of Swords here, there's this idea that we're never going to know everything there is to know. We're never going to be done learning. We're never going to have any kind of beliefs or values that are absolutely fixed, that will not ever change. It's that kind of false permanence that make the fours kind of scary cards. Because the fours are so closed up that we end up getting a Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles looks like we're building a tower, right? So we're gearing up for this kind of, the danger, really. So we have to be open. We have to know that anytime we see a four, it means that change is necessary, right? And I think that you've realized that. I think that's why we've got the 6, because I see a lot of harmony in your heart and in your mind, both of them together. And that entity together in harmony with the change of the universe, with the flow of life. I feel like you're really in this harmony right now. And this is what is allowing you to manifest slowly and steadily this best life. This big garden, farm, big plant, whatever this tree is. Maybe it's a money tree. Maybe it's an apple tree. But I feel like you are growing something. You are able to see this progress in what you're doing. And it really, I think, it's really exciting. The Prince of Pentacles down beneath the surface is really you never giving up on this. And I think that for some of you, this is really the approach that you usually have of, you wake up at a certain time in the morning, you have a certain amount of coffee, you have a very specific way of getting dressed or brushing your teeth or tying your shoes, and it feels very routine that we like to have this kind of steady routine a lot of the time. And so change is kind of naturally a bit of a frightening thing. And so I think you're someone who's kind of prone to the fours, where it's like we don't really like change because it upsets our flow and our rhythm. Then we feel like we're out of harmony, right? But if we're open to change and if we're ready for change and if we're expecting change, then instead of throwing us out of harmony, it creates more harmony for us, right? So I think you're fixed and committed to being open to change, right? It's kind of a contradiction, but I think it's working for you, right? When we see the Three of Cups in the future position, or not even really the future, I think this is like what's in front of you, This is understanding the process of change on the emotional plane, the emotional, spiritual plane. So when you had this Four of Cups, and you realize that you were kind of clinging to this emotional situation, I think you established a lot more harmony in your life and thus a lot more success and abundance and prosperity, that's coming your way because you're understanding that how you feel about something is open to change. It is susceptible to change. And if you understand the process, why do things change? How does it work? Then you have a little bit of say over it. Then you have a little bit of this ability to kind of nudge things in the right direction, in the direction of your best life, which is what we see with that 10 of Pentacles. Now we're going to move to the path of the serpent. As I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. And it helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. I really do. All right. The Sun card. The Sun is really that entity, that ball of creative fire, right? That force in the universe, that consciousness that is in harmony with the universe because it is in an orbit. You think of a star, you think of it as something that is just traveling through the universe in this harmonious kind of course. It's part of the rhythm and flow of it has its orbit, It's an entity, a person, a force, a consciousness that is in harmony. Okay. The sun is our own personal star. So this is the way we feel almost eternal, right? We almost feel infinite, cosmic, really. When we're in this kind of harmonious state, you got double sixes of swords there. I mean, this is really like a harmony within and a harmony without. You are harmonized, heart and mind, and that is allowing you to harmonize with the universe itself. So you feel this kind of grandeur, I think. And this is also someone that, to me, it's kind of like feeding a lot of people, right? I feel like you really have a lot of this warmth and light and life and love that is radiating out to others. So I feel like you're someone that does like take care of people, or this is something to do, maybe food, restaurant, food service, or a farm. Or I feel like you are taking care of a lot of things. It could be you're nurturing a lot of plants and animals, right? It could be a big family. It could be that you're doing something that's going to feed the world, you know, maybe literally or maybe figuratively. It could be a healing kind of thing too. When we see the Empress, we think maybe this is like a healing situation. I feel, though, either way, you are a natural healer. I feel like that's just kind of something that you do. You know, it's built into you. I also, Spirit's showing me a very ornate turquoise piece of jewelry. I don't know if it's a necklace or a belt or something. Do you have a piece of kind of an ornate piece of turquoise, or it's in an ornate setting or something that is meaningful to you? Sometimes these details come in as a way of validating and confirming some of the energies that we're in today. All right, and that's the one that I'm kind of seeing, is that a turquoise piece of jewelry. It might be a ring or something, but it's kind of in an ornate setting. Anyway, the 10 of Pentacles. Let's talk about that. That is your best life. And you've probably heard me talk about the 10 of Pentacles before as the picture of your best life. And this picture now is in your environment. So I feel like this is something that's kind of, it's like an overlay on your environment. You have this picture that you drew. I think and I've given this kind of instruction or this homework before. Get out a sheet of paper, get out a pencil, draw the picture of your best life. Or if you're like me and you can't draw worth anything, make a list, a top 10 list. What's your best life look like? What's wealth mean to you? It's like you've done that, and now you've taken this and you've overlaid it onto reality, and it's like, it's matching up pretty well. It is. Like, this is like a transparency or something, what they call them in school, a transparency, and you kind of overlaid that on reality. It's like augmented, like the Apple Vision kind of goggles that they're selling. And it looks pretty darn close, right? And that's really magic. That's to me, this is the jackpot. This is the best reading ever. The point about the 10 of Pentacles, though, is this idea of change. Being in harmony with change. Well, what does that mean when we've just written a list or drawn a picture of our best life? Well, I told you to use a pencil, right? Because we have to be open to our thoughts and feelings changing, right? We're striving for harmony. We always want to try to strive for that 6, that harmony, that beauty. And that comes through being open to change, allowing change to take place and nudging it in the right direction. And then we can kind of revise this 10 of Pentacles. It might look a little different. We might have to reorder some things, we might have to erase some things altogether. It has to be fluid. It has to be able to be edited, okay? Because it's susceptible to change as well. And of course, what we see next is Empress, and then like the living Empress, right? The Queen of Pentacles. And I think this is really, again, this kind of has this idea of we're overlaying your life, right? Queen of Pentacles, this is your life. You got your pets, your plants, your people are around here somewhere. You're living, this is your best life. And what you're doing is you're comparing that with your ideal. You're overlaying that on top of the Empress, and with like the 10 of Pentacles, you're thinking, that's pretty close, right? And so I think that this is really, it's kind of like almost a disbelief about how good things are going to get for you. And it's almost like you have to you keep like taking the transparency out and being like, is that really, that's it? Like, I'm built, it's happening. Yeah. And of course, with the Knight of Cups here at the end, this is lovely. This is giving and receiving love. This is a real generosity of spirit, I think. And to me, this is kind of the card that does like to feed other people, right? This is the card that is taking care of people and always bringing the bowl of soup. Do you have a lot of cats? Spirit's showing me like a room full of cats, and you're setting down food and water for all of them, and it really is a heartwarming scene. It could be other animals too. I kind of feel there's a connection with animals here for you. Maybe you have chickens as well. I'm seeing a bunch of chickens running around. It's really nice. But I feel as if this is kind of what you do. You're kind of a caretaker, kind of a healer. You're a solar being, and this is really magic. It really is magic. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm curious. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your best life looks like, but I know that it is getting very, very close. And that excites me, and I love to see this. But as far as the mystery card is concerned, I don't know what we need. I'd say another 6. That's the only thing that I really, maybe a 10 of cups. But that wouldn't be too different than the 10 of pentacles. We don't need that again, really. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. All right? Let's see. I'm excited for this one. What is this going to be? Let's find out. Oh, okay. Knight of Wands. Well, that's good. That's, we got some fire here at least, right? Didn't have any fire otherwise. So this is now kind of telling me that this was you nudging the universe. Yeah. That this was you putting your efforts into something and understanding the process of change, harmonizing with the process of change, and being part of the process of change. Being an influence on it. And that took a lot of guts, a lot of boldness, a lot of trust in that kind of instinct. The rider and the horse really have to be working together here. And so it requires mutual trust between yourself and the universe, between your consciousness and your body, your creative will and your kind of behavior. So it took a lot of guts, right? And I think this is the confirmation. And this is really a card I think that's telling you to pat yourself on the back. Because this was you going through the difficult process of change and going through the 4s here and realizing that things can't stay the same. Whatever that stuff was, you know that you had to move on from that and you had to kind of harmonize with that process, and it's paying off. Very, very nice. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that's in the corner or down below in the video description. New readings for Scorpio every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I'm here every day. Just come on back and we'll talk again tomorrow, okay? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.